This little thing holds more books than my entire bookshelf and weighs less than a grilled cheese sandwich. And yes, it's basically indestructible. Welcome to this episode of The Bald Book Geek. My name is Darv James, and you know what to do, so let's start this episode. Your phone dies in a day. Your Kindle, I've left mine in a drawer for months and has 60% charge. So let's talk about why the basic Kindle is secretly the best piece of tech you can own. Welcome to this episode of The Bald Book Geek. Let's just get into it. So let's talk about the Kindle, not the tablet version, not the one that tried to be an iPad with apps and fancy extras. I mean the most basic Kindle you can get your hands on, the simple e-reader that does one thing, books. And somehow it does it better than any piece of technology in my house. It's not flashy, it's not loud, but honestly I think it's amazing. And here's why. Okay, traveling with a Kindle feels like cheating. That's being honest. Everybody is hauling around a carry-on of stuff. Let's be honest. Usually a lot of books in there. Like it's 1999 and Ryanair still lets you check in 2 bags for free. Meanwhile, you've got a device that weighs less than a sandwich and holds an entire library. You don't have to make the heartbreaking choice between a fantasy novel and historical novel. You can take both, and maybe one giant Russian classic you swear you'll read someday, even though you probably will just reread The Hobbit for the umpteenth time. It's the kind of device that makes you feel a little bit smug at the airport, and honestly, that's priceless. Feeling smug at an airport is worth it. 110%. The screen is not a screen. Okay. The Kindle's e-ink display is basically wizardry. It doesn't glow in your face like a phone. It doesn't glare like a tablet. It looks and feels just like paper, and paper that can magically rearrange itself every time you tap. I'm not joking when that. It is like reading paper. You can actually read outside, full sunlight, beach, park, backyard, nothing matters. You You don't need to hold your hand over the screen like you're shielding a Victorian orphan from the sun. It just works. And that I really like. Okay, free books, and they're legal. Here's the thing, a Kindle opens the door to thousands of free, legal, and I have to say that for many reasons on this website, books. Public domain classics are everywhere. Shakespeare, Austen, Dickens, Conan Doyle. If it's old enough, it's yours. And here are some of the best sources. You're not tied to Amazon for your books. So for public domain stuff, there's Project Gutenberg, the granddaddy of free ebooks. Over 70,000 titles, no strings attached, multiple languages, standard ebooks, everything hand formatted by volunteers, modern typography, and 0 weird line breaks. Many books, public domain, plus a heap of indie stuff and indie freebies. The Internet Archive, the world's biggest attic, millions of books. Not everything is public domain, but you can find an archive of things that are out of print, don't exist anymore, changed. Or just free classics. Want the Count of Monte Cristo for free? Go for it. Want the Art of War so you can win arguments on Twitter? Free. You want to actually finish Frankenstein instead of pretending that you read it in school? Free! It's all there. And I'm going to say this, there are also plenty of websites where you can pay for books that are yours, DRM free, that you just put onto your Kindle. And you can keep them on a backup. You can put them on whatever device you want. Okay, the battery life. The battery life on the Kindle is absolutely insane. My phone, maybe a day, maybe multiple times a day if I'm working, maybe less. Your Kindle, weeks, actual weeks. You can binge read every night, toss it in a drawer and come back 2 weeks later and it still greets you like, oh hey, you want to keep reading? It's like the technological equivalent of that one friend who's always on time no matter what. Reliable to the point of precision. Okay. 5. Indestructible. Almost. I'm not saying you should throw the thing downstairs, but if you did, there's a good chance it would probably survive. I dropped mine, sat on it, tossed it in a bag with my keys and coins. Once even left it under a pile of laundry. Still works. No scratches, no dents. Some modern models are even waterproof, which means you can just read in the bath. Just don't get too relaxed. Nobody needs that level of vulnerability. Let's be honest. 6. Make it yours. Text size, highlights, and notes. This I love. This is one of the Kindle's hidden superpowers. You can make the text bigger so you don't strain your eyes when your eyes are tired, or just like me, have to wear contact lenses and glasses to read. You can also make it smaller if you want fewer pages. You can also change the font if you're feeling fancy. Then you can also highlight. You can mark every line that hits you right in the gut and even add a little note to yourself along the way. Unlike scribbling in a paper bag, you can actually find them later without flipping through 400 pages. And it makes every book feel personal, like a digital version of margin notes, except neat, organized, and always when you want them. So yeah, the Kindle, the basic e-reader, is amazing. It doesn't buzz, it doesn't notify you, it doesn't fight for your attention. There's nothing. It's just there, it lets you read. That's all it does. And in a world where everything is shouting at you all the time, that's maybe the most revolutionary feature of all. Just lets you read. Also, I'm convinced it could survive the apocalypse, so when civilization collapses, I'll be in a bunker somewhere, still happily making my way through War and Peace. So yeah, that's it for this episode of The Bald Book Geek. Remember to like and subscribe and tell me what you think in the comments below. Patreon, Substack, and membership options here are available if you want to support this channel. I will talk to you guys later. I hope you have a wonderful day.